Here with Thor Hoefer as he's going to be in town for the PBR Boot Bar Classic in Aggieland at Reed Arena. Thor, let's just start out with fans who are going to come out to this event. What can they expect to see?
They're going to expect to see 100% excitement. The PBR, they've done such a good job of assembling some of the best bull riders and some of the best bulls in the world. And when you have that combination, it's an excitement. You can go out with your friends, with your family. It's a great atmosphere, and it's fun. And you guys can forget about everything else that's going on in the world and just have a chance to just relax and have a good time. I think that if you haven't been to a PBR before, the only way to explain it is if you actually can show up and go and see how much of a athletes the guys are, but on top of that, how much athleticism is in the bulls as well. Some people, they come for the thrills and the spills, and that's all in good fun too. But those bulls, they're athletes. The guys who own them, they take such good care of them. They're feeding the bulls before they feed themselves. Each bull has a specific diet. They exercise them. They're treated just like we treat ourselves, and they might treat themselves a little better.
That's great. So I'm sure it's a question you get all the time for these things, but how does somebody get started in bull riding? What's kind of that history with you?
So, everybody has kind of a different start. It's not just a one type fits all scenario. So my dad, he rode bulls, and my grandfather, he rode broncs. So it was something that I was always going to when I was young. Ever since I was a little kid, I wanted to be just like my dad. And I had the opportunity to go with him to a couple of events. And, that was really ingrained in my mind. And it's always been something that I wanted to do and be really good at. I have some buddies that they just went to the junior rodeo and, or went to a bull riding and they seen it and they're like, hey, I want to do that. And fortunately, the PBR has elevated the stock contracting game, and the stock contractors are the guys who own the bulls. So the PBR has done such a good job of going almost, you'd say, mainstream with it. And there seems to be bulls, and you don't travel very far to get on practice bulls. You may travel within an hour of where you are and have an opportunity to go and do it without having to show up, because you can't just show up to Aggieland for your first time and expect that to go well. No,
yeah,
you're gonna have to put the time and the work in, and just like anything, you get out of it what you put into it. So it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah. How old were you when you rode your first bull?
Well, see, I started out with sheep and then calves and steers, and I was supposed to be getting on steers at this event, and I was 12 years old, and they ran a full-size bull in, and he wasn't athletic. He wasn't going to do what you're going to see at Reed Arena. This bull was huge, but he just went out there and jumped and kicked, and I'll tell you, I was so scared of falling off because I was so high up that I rode and I won, and that's something that's really sticks with me. And that I was 12 years old when that happened, and that, like I said, that just is something that I can carry with me and go on from it.
If you look at the places where a lot of these riders are from and where a lot of these events are, it's probably way too stereotypical to kind of wax poetic about rodeos in Texas. But is there anything different that's about like with these events that do come to Texas?
Yeah, Texas it's bull capital. I think that there's so many ranked bucking bulls down there that's just going to elevate the cowboys. You're only as good as your competition, and when you get to a place as concentrated and with cowboys and bucking bulls as Texas, you're going to elevate that competition level, and it's going to be really good watching for the fans. It's a really good atmosphere for us riders, and it just seems like everything is just a little bit better when you have that element of that competition level in there.
Sure. And then I know you were a part of the event last year. What was, I believe that was the inaugural event. What was, what is it like being a part of a new event like that, expanding the reach a little bit of the PBR?
It's really exciting. So my grandfather, he rode in places like Madison Square Garden, Cheyenne Frontier Days. My father, he rode at Cheyenne Frontier Days and a lot of other big places, Houston. And then I was able to go to some of those same events. So it kind of puts into perspective, like you're pioneering what is going to come after you. And it's really special to be able to do that, to be able to say, I was there at the first time that they ever had a PBR. And it's pretty special when you could put the element of having so many family members compete. And, I'm the first one to compete here. So it's pretty special.
Yeah, that's great. What stood out to you about the event last year? And what is there any special quirks about being in here in College Station in Aggieland?
It's a great vibe. It's obviously being a college town. You have a lot of similar ages to us, and it creates kind of an atmosphere where everything's really exciting. And when you have that many young people, and even the fans of the PBR, they range from all ages, but when you get that element of having that college town right there, and the excitement of that, and everybody's having a good time, and they pack themselves in the arena, that to me is when guys perform their best, when they have the bulls are their best. Everybody seems to be riding, the fans are up on their feet celebrating, and that's what I liked about Aggieland. They all the fans there watching, I thought that was pretty special.
Yeah, sure. And so what is it for you to that you're looking forward to be successful this weekend? How do you kind of prepare, and what's the mindset coming into an event here?
Well, last year I was there, and I got one bull rode, and I'm looking forward to riding a couple more this year, taking it one jump at a time, and just one step at a time, one bull at a time. This week I'm doing a little recovery from the weekend. I'm working out, just got a jog in. I'm just kind of laying low a little bit. I got ran over on the weekend by a bull, so yeah, kind of nursing that. But other than that, I might get on a couple practice bulls and just try to get myself that much better.
Well, yeah, you kind of made a interesting point there, and I know you look at any sport across the board that anybody might have had any preconceived notions about, and that there's so much training, so much athletic endeavors that go behind the scenes. What does the training regimen look like for you? Because I know there is certainly riding bulls, but you gotta be able to have your body in a good shape too.
Yeah, you have to do everything that you can to be in the most athletic shape that you can. It's difficult sometimes. For example, this last weekend, I spent 30 hours on the road driving, from going up to Sioux Falls and over to Casper and then back home. That was 30 hours of driving. So you have to be dedicated, and you have to find yourself where it's like, well, do I want to have this to eat, or do I want to wait a little longer and give myself something that, will actually stick with me? And it's just a series of making those kind of decisions to make yourself feel like you're going to do the best. It's all about the perspective of your mind. It's all about feeling like you're a champion, because bull riding is something that, yeah, you may pick up your buckles at the arena, but you really earn them before. And if you don't feel like you've earned the win, it's probably not going to happen for you that weekend. So it's really hard. And sometimes it is difficult, but you have to continue to be positive and continue to push on and expect those positive results and almost go at it like you've already won it.
Mm-hmm. And in some of those regards, I know a lot is the same as when your father and your grandfather did it, but there's a lot of things that are probably different too in the way you prepared it to be a bull rider.
Yes, it's a whole different game from the time that my grandfather was riding broncs to my dad riding bulls. There was dramatic changes, and the PBR, they've elevated the level of competition for the sport of bull riding. The bulls have gotten tremendously better. I'm not saying that there wasn't really good stock back in the day, because there was. It had to come from somewhere. What I'm saying is the consistency of the stock has gotten so much better over the years, and we're at a spot right now to where they're breeding the bulls faster than they're breeding the bull riders. So it's something that we have to take into consideration, and you have to still expect to win every time. One thing that I think is a key difference in competition between now and then was technology. We have the ability to see a video of our bull of what we're going to get on from maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. Maybe we have the video from last week. They didn't have that. They had the stories that their buddies told. Some of them did have videos, but not like it is today. And then another form of technology that's really elevated everything is social media. There's some ways that can kind of absorb you, and that can kind of pull you down, because all of a sudden, you're better in a video and you're better online than you actually are in person. And I think it's really important that you separate yourself from that, and you make it to where you are winning every single day, regardless of what you're doing.
Yeah, with the video, it sounds like it's not much different than what maybe Jimbo Fisher and his staff are doing to get ready for a football game, scouting the other team and doing anything like that.
Yeah, that's true. It is no different. There's stats on our bulls, just like college football. There's things that we could do. Okay, well, this was a month ago, and there's been trips since then, but maybe you could see something hidden in that video that the bull doesn't pull out every single time, that if you do watch it hey, that might be something that you put in the back of your mind that when it does happen, it doesn't surprise you and you could just roll right through it and pick up his momentum and continue to ride.
Sure, sure. Well, we'll close it out with this, and you can definitely plead the fifth, but you are coming to a college town here at Texas A&M. Are you a college football, college sports fan? Where does your heart lie?
So in teams in general, you know, I like a good game, and I like watching. The thing that I really like watching is athletes, you know, individual athletes. I can see when somebody's trying hard and when they're being complacent, and that's something that any athlete can see. And once you get so good, you know, some people, they kind of plateau, and that's one of the coolest things about college football is there's still room to get better, and there's still room to be a better person, a better athlete. And that's why, you know, if I'm a fan of much, it is college football. So
Cool.
yes, sir.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks so much, and good luck to you this weekend.
Hey, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you there.